Hi there, so this is episode 2 of my Nopox dosing video. So I've been dosing for just over 5 weeks now, and on the whole I'm pretty impressed. The nitrate, according to my test kit, which is pretty hard to judge really, is around 7 parts per million. My Red Sea sensitive test kit doesn't really correlate too much on the wheel. So I'm using a Salifert one as well, and I can guess it's around 5 to 10, but I'm guessing it's around 7 with the colour change. My phosphate's around 0.02. Well, it's important that you don't have a vast increase in phosphate and a reduction in nitrate, because that's when you can get cyanobacteria blooms, according to Red Sea. I'm filming this in the day, so sorry if it's not that clear or the reflection is a bit of a distraction. I don't know how it's going to turn out. And I'm going to show you a bit of a feedback from the corals that were struggling last time when starting to dose Nopox, the SPS, and some that are starting to struggle. And after a lot of research, I've kind of figured out that the main reason SPS can start to struggle with Nopox, feel free to comment below if you've got any other opinion on this, no one's right about everything, is the nutrient drop and the drop in KH. Quite rapid drops at times in KH Nopox can have, especially if you're using the Reef Energy A and B, which I've stopped using as often now. I was just noticing using the A and B that my KH was dropping vastly within a couple of days, and I'd have to dose it back up. I don't have a dosing pump, but regardless, I'd read all over the forums just how much Reef Energy A and B can reduce your KH, but I was quite surprised as to how much. So I think KH swings, which after I stopped using the A and B and kept my perimeters nice, is all kind of leveled out more now. All perimeters are levelled out now. I think now it's a lot more under control, and the corals that were struggling before have started to get more colour back into them, but my Monty frags are struggling a little bit. Well, anyway, I'll show you them now. Now you can see from a bird's nest coral that was completely bleached out before, the areas, I know it's hard to tell unless you go and view my other video, have started to get polyps on them again, but in real life you can see a very fine layers of greeny brown polyps appearing on the base bit that was bleached out. So I'm happy that it's improving. The overall colour of the coral is a nice green. It doesn't look like that from this angle, but you'll have to just take my word for it. So that's that. Let me show you another one. Now these are my Monty plates. They've dulled out a bit, and you can see round the edges it's not new growth, that's just basically bleached out. It's kind of stopped now. It was starting to increase a bit, but once the KH was under control and I stopped the Reef Energy A and B, it seems to have actually declined now, and hopefully won't get any worse, because I do like my Monty plate frags. They were beautiful colour before, they've dulled out a bit, but I'm hoping it doesn't develop any further. So the LPS corals and all my other corals, because of the drop in nitrate and nutrients and the phosphate, they're really nice colour. You can see the Monty in the background there, the Montipora digitata, that's kind of 3-pronged, that grew from a very, very tiny frag, is slightly whited out as well. So it's definitely SPS that start to struggle in kind of changes in the nutrient levels. I think it has been gradual, apart from when using the A and B Reef Energy, because I've been dosing 5 weeks now and I've still got high nitrates of 7 part per million, so it's not like I've done it fast overnight. But you can see from the other corals that the coloration is really nice. Growth has stopped a lot with all my corals really, but that's to be expected. And the fish are very, very happy. The inverts are all very, very happy and full of energy, so there's no concerns there either. But I'll just be really happy when the nitrate reduces even further, really. And apparently when you get your nitrate down to adequate levels or closer to natural sea level, your SPS corals really start to colour up. It's very, very, very difficult to get our levels as stable and as low nutrient as natural sea levels. You can have a look on that on maybe Advanced Aquarist website or something like that. You'd be really shocked at just how low in nutrient the majority of where SPS corals are living in a natural habitat. But we have to do our best with our tiny little boxes of water we've got. But I'll give some feedback when I get it to the appropriate levels of the phosphate and the nitrate. The skimmer's still sending out a lot of skimate, and it's a very light brown kind of tea colour now, and very, very very thin, watery. But that's the idea, because you know the Nopox is the carbon source, and we want to get that out by skimming wet, which is recommended. I'll show you that now actually, before we finish the video. So that's the kind of skimate I've been getting now. That's filling up like that. Probably a day and a half it'll fill to the top. So I'm having to keep my eye on making sure it's emptied so it don't overflow, because then you can get the nutrients pouring back into the system. The good thing about my C6 skimmer is that it's got an overflow tube which you can see coming up to the right hand side of the shot, which you can pull the plug out of, and basically you can kind of dangle that into a large plastic container, I don't know, drinks bottle or something, so you don't have to worry about it overflowing. I've just been a bit lazy with sorting that out at the minute, so I'm just keeping my eye on it. But that's how it's kind of rolling out the skimate with the Nopox. That's what you'll expect. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like. I always subscribe back. It amazes me how many subscribers people have got. They're probably doing something a lot better than I am. So if you sub me, I'll sub back to you. I'm based in Birmingham, UK, and I've kept fish and tropical and cold water, fresh water for a very long time, probably coming up to 18 years now. Full reef systems for a few years, so no one knows everything, so all comments and advice appreciated.